Podcasting live from Bend, Oregon. You have fantasy football with the Dork and the Dude.
He's the dork.
He's the dude. All right, welcome. No clown mask today. We tied. We were both 8-6-1.
Yes, we were.
And
I thought for sure you'd be wearing that clown mask this week, dork, but
no, bad luck.
That's really bad luck, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm real worried.
Yeah.
Voodoo
posse come after you, ass.
Yeah. Okay, the NFL season, it's getting down to it. We have, 4 weeks left?
4 weeks left. Starting tomorrow.
Right now, there are only 4 teams that you can say with a fair amount of certainty that they ain't going to make the playoffs.
New England's eliminated.
New England, Washington, Arizona, and Carolina.
For sure.
Every other team could win out, and some it stretches the bounds of beliefs to think they could do it, but every other team, if they win out, they probably make the playoffs.
Yep.
Now, they're not all going to win out, of course, because a lot of them play each other, but it's going to make for some good football coming down the stretch.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of playoff positions opened up, and you've got some teams that are, Kansas City, they're not themselves.
Yeah.
Baltimore should have got beat by the Rams last week.
Right.
The Niners are really the only dominant team, and they're talking up the Cowboys, but the son of a bitches are 3-3 on the goddamn road.
They're 3-3 on the road, and they haven't been great against real good teams.
Yeah, the Niners blew them out.
And if you want to call Philadelphia a real good team, go ahead, but they haven't been that great.
Their defense has got some issues.
So one thing I want to point out first, I want to say 2 weeks ago was a big week for favorites.
Right.
Well, this past week, if you take the lines from Thursday, which are the ones we take,
yep,
the underdogs were 10-4, 10-4-1.
The pros.
So it kind of jumps back and forth.
The pros who have a tendency to take more dogs than the public, they actually had a decent week.
Okay,
week.
well, good for the pros.
I'm
happy for them. I was ready to send out thoughts and prayers.
I hear you, man.
They were getting
slaughtered out there, but they got a reprieve.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to get right into it. First, we're going to talk about, our bets and best bets last week and who we had for Dorks and Dudes. Just a quick overview.
Sure.
I think the one quarterback dude I'm happiest about was Browning that I had.
Uh-huh.
He had another good game. I said, you got to see what this is all about, and he came through. It's kind of cheating. The only 2 dorks I had were Gino and Winston, and neither of them played, apparently. But I did not know that at the time.
I had Hurts as a dork.
Well, and he was, I think.
He was.
He was a dork. Good call, dude.
Yep.
I would never put Hurts as a dork because of his touchdown rushing prowess.
I hear you. I stupidly had Purdy as a dork against Seattle. He was awesome again.
Yeah.
I had Stroud versus the Jets. He went out with an injury.
Concussion.
Yeah. Let's see. I had Pollard as a dork against Philly.
Okay.
I
had my dork running backs were Zach, DeAndre Swift, and King Henry, and I think King Henry had a good game, didn't he?
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. There you go.
Yeah, I had King Henry as a dude.
Okay, nice call.
Yeah, I didn't play him in my fantasy team, so I'm regretting that, but there you go. Let's see, who else did we have here? I had A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith versus Dallas. Neither one of them did jack, hardly. I think, did A.J. Brown have a touchdown? I don't even think either one scored.
I can't remember who scored for Philly. I think they just had 1 touchdown.
Right.
I had Cooks. He did well. I had Drake London, and I believe he had a real good game.
He had a real good game. He had like 140-something yards.
I had Dubs and Watson. They weren't much. DJ had a good game. Pittman, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about Pittman either. I had him as the dork.
Okay.
My dork D's, I had Baltimore versus the Rams. The Rams led them up.
Yeah.
And I had Dallas versus Philly. Fantasy-wise, they didn't do jack.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's 6 points in our league scoring.
I had the Vikings, and they got a shutout.
Yeah, they did.
I had the Patriots and Pittsburgh. I'm not sure how either of them did. But there you go. And I had the Bears, and they did pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens were my dork D, and, they were kind of dorky against the Rams, but
Totally.
they won.
Totally. They were lucky to win that goddamn game.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I thought Baltimore was, the best team in the AFC, and they were going to start steamrolling some people. After watching how the Rams carved them up, I don't know.
Rams are pretty good. They've had 4 pretty good games in a row now.
Yep.
So they're going to be a team to watch. That's a scary team going into the playoffs.
They might get a wild card spot.
Yeah. Okay. I was not so good at best bets. I was 3-5-1.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know. So I'm down to let's see. I got those. I'm down to 56 and 60 on the year. Overall against the ATS and over-unders, I'm 207 and 194, which is about 51.6. And again, I gotta get that up.
Yeah, you do, Dork.
So that's what these final 4 weeks are going to be all about.
Okay, just looking at our picks last week, did you have any that you really felt like, yeah, I nailed that? I mean,
Cincinnati versus Indy. Basically, I said I don't know what to do with Cincinnati.
I took Indy. I should have took Cincy.
I don't know what to do with Cincinnati right now, but the 2 years before, and this was with Burrow,
Right.
as I've mentioned, they're excellent against the spread after the bye week.
Oh, I rode them pretty good last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I remember that. Let's see. I thought the Chargers was a good pick going against everyone else, and no, they're just bad.
I had Denver.
And
They are bad.
Herbert
now,
is out for the year now.
Yeah.
Dallas versus Philly, I thought that was easy.
Yeah.
Kind of shocked that Miami got beat by Tennessee.
Oh, and I expected Green Bay to beat the Giants.
I was on Green Bay, but I'm not that surprised that the Giants, with a good offensive coach and a week off, came up with a good game plan.
Yeah, but the Giants still only put up 207 total yards.
Right. Oh, yeah.
It's not like they're fucking lighting it up.
It's not like they've turned it around.
Yeah.
But I'm not surprised they pulled out a win.
I thought Green Bay'd win that bad boy.
Oh, I did too. That's why I went with them. Let's see. Bears, like I said, I can't make a rational pick on that.
I took the Bears.
I'm on the Rams now, and I got on them. I'm happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I was on them before last week.
Right.
And we split our best bets.
Yeah, we did.
I had the 2 LA teams. And,
you mean our side bets?
Our side bets,
right. Yeah, let's make sure and get a couple side bets this week, Dork.
Well, if they happen, they happen. Okay, let's jump into dudes. Dude.
Okay.
Quarterbacks.
Purdy versus Arizona.
Okay.
Then I got Stafford versus Washington.
Yeah,
I picked him up.
him too.
I picked him up off the waiver wire. I'm plugging his ass in because I had Herbert and Tua. Tua's regressing.
Tua's in a bad spot this week against the Jets. I mean, you never know, but they are the best team against the pass.
Yeah. And Tyreek Hill's questionable, and without Tyreek, they're a different fucking team.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I have I put down Josh Allen. I think it's obvious, but people might be a little nervous going against Dallas.
He's been on fire.
I think he's gonna carve up Dallas.
I do too.
I also have Stafford. I got Russell Wilson against Detroit.
He's my sleeper.
I like Detroit to win, but I think it's going to be a track meet.
Yep, I got
and Jared Goff as well. I got Jordan Love to rebound. Will Levis against the weak Houston pass defense. I think he could have a good game.
Is that recency bias?
That's recency. You got that right.
Okay.
And a sleeper, Sam Howell. I think the Rams will destroy him, but I think he might get some yards and touchdowns.
You can't
late.
stop your Sam Hill love.
I can't. I cannot.
Okay. What you got for running backs, Dork?
Kenneth Walker against Philadelphia.
Really?
He's been hobbled, but Philadelphia hasn't been stopping people lately.
Their secondary is their weakness, though.
Yeah. Well, they've given up, the last 3 weeks, they've given up, you want to give me a dork alert?
Here we go.
Oh, God, here we go again. Dork alert.
4.6 yards per rush.
Right.
And I assume right now Gino, I don't think he practiced today. So he's questionable. Seattle's going to try and run it, and I think they might be successful.
Okay.
Um, I also have Warren and Najee against Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think I
I
might
think it might be a nice 1-2 punch.
I might be playing Warren this week.
Travis Etienne he's going against the Ravens, but again, they've struggled a little against the run lately.
Their whole defense is kind of struggling.
And then Rashad White and Saquon, did I get it right?
You got it.
Barkley against New Orleans.
You got it. It's not Saquon.
Saquon
it's Saquon.
Is it Kieran or Kyron?
It's
Williams?
Kyron.
Okay.
Kyron Williams.
All right.
Okay, I got both Monty and Gibbs versus Denver. Denver is one of the worst teams in the league against the run, Dork.
They're improving, but I just see a big Detroit win there, and we'll get to that. In
yeah, we
picks.
will. I like A.J. Dillon versus Tampa Bay.
Okay, I get that.
And then my sleepers, James Cook versus Dallas.
James Cook?
He's coming on.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I got.
That's all I got for RBs.
Let's go to wide receivers.
By the way, you're watching Fantasy Football with the Dork and the Dude, and we're doing our dudes and our dorks.
Live on YouTube.
That's it. YouTube TV, baby.
Okay, how about DK and Lockett against the Eagles?
I can see that.
Okay.
I can definitely see that. I got Cup and Puka versus Washington.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't know how I missed that, but they're terrible.
Yeah, they are.
I mean...
They're very bad.
Now, on the other side, I did put Curtis Samuel down.
I've got him on my bench, and I was wondering whether I should start him.
Before the bye, he's become their top receiver.
Yeah, he has.
And as we've pointed out, they can put up yards in that offense.
And he might run one in for you.
He might run one in, yeah. So I got the Reaper against Seattle.
The Slim Reaper.
I mean, A.J. Brown's a given. You start him, but I think the Reaper might have some nice moments, too.
Yeah, Seattle's defense is terrible. I think they're 29th overall in the league, which I didn't expect. I mean, it was they weren't good last year. I thought they'd be better. I've got Brandon Cooks versus Buffalo.
Okay.
That dude's coming on.
Yeah.
And I've got my sleepers, Noah Brown versus Tennessee.
Okay, I can see that.
I'm thinking even with Davis Mills, that Houston can kind of shred that Tennessee secondary.
Davis Mills isn't terrible.
He is.
No, he isn't.
That's why he's a backup.
He can complete a pass. He's capable of beating a bad defense.
Maybe. I mean, he's a average backup.
Average backup, yeah.
In my opinion.
He's going to make a lot of money over the next decade as a backup.
Yeah, he will. I mean, those cats are making $3 million a year.
And you need a good backup.
And there's not any good ones out there hardly.
Everyone's going down, yeah. Well, there's guys who pop up and have a good game, and we get all excited about them and talk about their moxie.
Yep.
And then they just nosedive.
I thought that was going to happen with Will Levis, but I think he's turned the corner in the right direction.
Well, he's a rookie, and they drafted him high second round with the idea, they probably had some idea that he might be the guy after Tannehill.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Tannehill is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, any more wide receiver dudes there, Dorkster?
Did I mention Hopkins?
No.
DeAndre Hopkins against Houston.
I like that.
And I again, just like I put down Allen, I put down Stephon Diggs, just because I think don't worry about Dallas's defense against Buffalo. I'm saying I think Buffalo's going to have a fine day.
A little worried about Diggs. Hasn't scored a touchdown in 5 straight.
Yeah.
Teams have seem to be finding a way to neutralize his ass. And they're not worried about Gabe Davis.
That's for sure.
And so I don't know that. I don't know about
not
Diggs.
Not ready to.
Well, if he's on my team, I got to plug him in.
Right.
But I'm not going to make him a dude.
Okay.
That's all I got for wide receivers, Dork.
Okay, should we go out? Move on to tight ends.
Yeah, Likely versus Jacksonville.
Got him right here. I'm just going to keep him on there all the rest of the year, I think.
I hear you.
Keep him as a dude. You know, the tight ends have come around nicely this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it turns out it would have been a big mistake drafting Kelsey as early as a lot of people did, because there were a lot of good options out there, it turns out.
And I don't know, in our scoring system, Kelsey's probably like third tight end.
Yeah.
And people were taking him in the first round.
Yeah.
Uh, Sometimes that pays off. This year it won't. In fact, I think this is Kelsey's last year. Bold prediction.
It could be. I mean,
He's going to ride off in the sunset with Taylor Swift.
With Taylor, and
they'll split up in like 6 months after he retires.
That's what. Actually, I say that's what Taylor does, but that's what Kelsey does too, from what I hear.
Same thing.
So,
and so they'll break. They'll break up, and then he'll come back to the Chiefs and, to try to be the hero.
Have fun while it lasts, kids. But yeah, I can see it. He comes back next year, with the broken heart, and they win a Super Bowl, and everyone says, "Well, good thing we got rid of Taylor. Now we're good again."
I hear you.
Like as if she made Kadarius Toney line up offside.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, back to the
Are you a Swiftie, man?
I think I've told you I've liked her music when I've heard it.
Do you
I
actually
like it
know
okay.
the name of one of the songs or anything?
I know the tour is called the Eras Tour.
Okay.
But that's like, that's because it's been in the news so much. It's like knowing that the Kardashians exist without ever having watched the show.
Right.
So.
I hear you. Okay.
Okay. Anyways, T.J. Hawkinson's one of my dude tight ends.
Okay.
He had 4 catches in the fourth quarter from Mullins. So there might be a connection there.
Backup quarterbacks like their tight end.
They do. I also got Laporta. They're both my guys on my team against Denver.
I got Laporta as a dork.
Oh, really?
Yep, and I'll get to why
okay.
when we get to dorks.
Okay. I haven't mentioned him in a few weeks, but Logan Thomas.
Again, you're back on the Thomas wagon?
Oh, yeah. I think the Commanders might put up some yards and points.
Well, yeah.
Not as many as the Rams, not even close, but...
I hear you. Okay. I got your boy Cole Kmet versus Cleveland.
Oh, I got him as a dork.
I got him as a dude. Good matchup.
And I did see that Ingram went off against Cleveland last week.
Yeah, he did.
So
that's why I'm playing Kmet. Cleveland has a problem with tight ends.
They've been pretty good, but Ingram sliced them up.
Yeah, he did.
Ingram and Trevor here.
That's for damn sure.
Okay, Freiermuth against Indy is my other one.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Okay, let's go D's.
Dude D's. I'm starting off with KC versus New England.
Okay, I get that. New England's they're still a mess. I mean,
KC might shut their ass out.
They might. It's in New England, so
I don't care where it is. Be on the moon.
Miami. I got Miami against the Jets. I'm sorry, but Zach Wilson having a good game against Houston, that's not...
I don't know,
that's
man.
not something I'm getting excited about.
I think Miami's kind of in a slide.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay, could be, but I'm not
they,
worried
they
about
let,
one
they
game.
They let a Titans team that was averaging 16 points a game beat them.
Mm-hmm. And they had the game covered, and then Tennessee scores, 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion?
In the last 3 minutes, or 3.5 minutes. I got Cleveland versus your Chicago Bears.
I actually have both Cleveland and Chicago. I think that's going to be a defensive struggle.
Down.
And, if the Bears can get to Flacco and force some turnovers.
Flacco might come down to earth this week.
Or he might light them up, continue his march to the Super Bowl.
Hey, man, don't scoff. It's damn possible. He's one of the best playoff quarterbacks in history.
They're
and he's still, he makes mistakes. He throws picks, but he can hit dudes still.
The safest Super Bowl bet right now is that the Niners will get there. Okay?
Right.
There are 2 quarterbacks who have beaten the Niners in the Super Bowl in their career who are still playing now.
Right.
Flacco and Mahomes.
I hear you.
So, Niners don't want no part of Flacco in the Super Bowl.
I don't.
Actually, they would be thrilled to see Cleveland roll in with that dude at quarterback.
You know it. Being a statue back there, probably sack him 8 times. I've got it. My sleeper D is the Rams versus Washington.
Okay.
Sam Howell's a turnover machine.
Look, and Rams have been playing real good.
They've been coming on, man. If they would have started better in the season and shit, who knows? I mean, they still got an outside shot at the playoffs.
They were like the They're like the Packers. They were a young team at the beginning of the year, and McVay just let them play, and now all that's paying off. Well, and Stafford's looking good.
Oh, Stafford. You know, he's the all-time fourth quarter comeback quarterback in history.
Oh, he is? No
Yes,
kidding. Wow.
number one.
Wow.
Okay, that's all I got for Dude D's.
I put down Atlanta because I think they have a chance to shut out Carolina.
Hate it.
Because Carolina is so hapless.
Yeah, well, Atlanta's not much better.
No, they're not. And Vegas, because they're going against a backup QB in his first start.
Yeah.
What's his name? Easton Stick or?
Yeah, Easton Stick, but Raider D hasn't done jack.
Well, it's about time. They held Minnesota to 3 points.
Yeah, well, Josh Dobbs. Okay, that's all I got, man.
How about some dorks?
Okay, I'll give you a dork. Dak versus Buffalo. Gonna be a goddamn dork.
I could see that. I didn't put him down. But
And I hope he's really a dork, because if he's really a dork,
yeah, you want it.
I want it because I got that Purdy MVP bet, man. So I see Dak going out maybe throwing 2 picks. And Buffalo's defense isn't that good, but they're 3-3 on the road. They're playing on grass in bad conditions.
And Buffalo is improving.
And Buffalo's improving.
That D is improving.
Yeah, and so outside of Dallas, they have a problem.
They have been on fire though.
Don't care.
Don't care. Okay.
Dak's gonna be a dork.
I got Tua against the Jets.
I got him too.
And he's your boy Purdy's other MVP.
No, he isn't. After this last weekend, he dropped like a rock.
Well, we'll see how he finishes.
Yeah, he ain't gonna
I
finish
think
good.
he still leads the league in yards.
He's got a shitload of bad matchups coming.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I also have Trevor. Sorry, Trevor.
I got him too.
Justin Fields against Cleveland.
Oh.
Cleveland D is kind of tough at home.
You're going against your boy.
I'm going against my guy.
Don't you think he could run 1 or 2 in?
There's always that possibility.
Cleveland is one of the worst teams in the league against running quarterbacks. Saw that today.
That's good to hear. But I hope he lights them up. But they do have a tough D at home.
Yeah, they do.
And then Minshew against Pittsburgh, if anyone was thinking of starting him, which I doubt.
Minshew's a clown. I got, I'm sticking my neck out here. I'm calling it. Mahomes going to be a dork versus New England.
I could see that. They're playing defense as well as anyone right now.
Yeah, they are.
So, trying to save Belichick's job, apparently.
No, it's already over. They've already decided he's out.
That was reported.
Yeah.
Has it been confirmed?
Pretty much. I mean, you can't confirm it, but...
Has it been confirmed on the Mort report?
But you know how Belichick is. They leak this shit out.
Yeah.
He probably said, okay, let's start leaking this shit now.
Yeah. And now he's going to go on the fuck you tour and start winning so they, get a worse draft pick.
Who knows?
Anything bad that happens to New England, I'm all for it.
I hear you.
Okay, dork running backs.
I got Mostert and A-Chain versus the Jets.
Okay.
Bad matchup.
I can see that. I got McKinnon, CEH, and Pacheco if he plays against New England.
He ain't playing, but yeah.
It doesn't sound like it, does
hard
it?
to run on New England.
Yeah, 2.4 yards per carry the last 3 weeks.
That's awesome.
Other teams are getting.
Yep.
I got Javonte Williams against Detroit.
I almost put him down.
Chuba Hubbard against Atlanta.
Okay.
I think Atlanta's going to shut him down.
Okay.
I'm tired of waiting for Carolina to give me a cover.
Carolina ain't going to cover another game this year, I'm thinking.
Well, I hope not.
I've got Mixon versus Minnesota.
Mixon is another guy. And
Minnesota's just tough on
Minnesota's
that run.
got a tough D, and I also have James Conner because he's going against the Niners.
There you go. But you're going to start your boy Connors.
I think I might, yeah. I got to check on Ford's status.
Oh, was he banged up?
Yeah, he was banged up in the game. Rashad White is a must-start for me.
No doubt.
And I forget who my other backs are. I'm probably not going to start McKinnon. I'll have to look and see, but Connor's probably going to start.
Okay.
Anyone else? Or are
That's
we
it.
going to dork wide receivers?
Wide receivers.
I got Waddle against the Jets.
I got Tyreek versus the Jets.
Well, he's questionable right now, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking he'll probably play. Might be a little disabled.
Yeah.
From his injury, but I think they're going to put sauce on his ass, and they're going to get some coverage on the top, and so if Tyreek does play, he's gonna have a bad game.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, I'm gonna play him anyways, but
Like I told you, Miami's regressing. The Jets play tough D. They won a big game last week. They're flying high.
yeah, but it's in Miami. One thing, I know we were bashing the weather before. I don't know if we were on the air or not.
No, it was before the show.
But Miami and Jacksonville both at this point. So check Weather Underground the day of the game if you want to do it.
I just searched NFL weather, and there's actually a site called NFLweather.com.
Oh, okay. They're expecting 20-mile-per-hour winds and thunderstorms in Florida.
Okay.
Going into Sunday. So,
all right.
So things could change by Sunday, but worth checking.
I got Diggs versus Dallas. You had him as a dude. I got him as a dork.
Okay.
Like I said, hasn't scored 5 straight weeks.
We're going against each other. It's high time he got
I think
in the
he
end
went
zone.
over 100 yards once in the last 5 games.
He's had a tough stretch.
Yeah, I don't see it
I
getting
think
any
he's
better.
snapping out of it.
I don't see it getting any better.
Okay. Ridley I got against Baltimore.
All right. I got your boy DJ Moore versus Cleveland.
I'm not going to argue with that. I didn't put him down because I'm going to start him.
Mm-hmm.
But he might have his struggles because I got Fields struggling, so
sure,
it makes sense that he would as well.
I see this as just a low-scoring, the Cleveland-Chicago low-scoring defensive battle.
10-7, someone wins.
13-10.
Yeah.
That's all I got for wide receiver dorks.
How about tight ends?
Your boy Laporta.
Okay.
Denver's like
Why?
top 5 against tight ends.
Since when?
Over the last 6 games.
Okay, yeah, they have improved a lot. On the season, they're not great, but I think Laporta, I don't think Laporta cares. He's going to go off.
Okay.
Feel like a honey badger. Laporta don't care.
He's playing awesome.
He is.
I mean, it's a bold statement on my part, Dork.
It is. Going out on a limb.
I am, but that's what I do.
I got McBride because he's playing the Niners.
I got him too. Niners one of the best teams against tight
having
ends.
a great year. Their future is solid for him, but not this weekend.
I hear you.
Hunter Henry against KC.
Yeah, I almost put him down, but I didn't. But yeah, I could see that.
And then Komet is my last one.
Your boy, I made him a dude.
I know, and I know Ingram carved up the what's their name? The Browns last week, but I think they'll hold Komet in check. Like I said, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Okay, I think Komet's got a good chance of getting in the end zone.
He's good at that.
Yeah, he is.
Any more?
That's it.
Dork D's.
Baltimore versus Jacksonville.
Okay. I got Indy versus Pittsburgh.
I can see that. Indy's D is terrible.
They're fading.
But Pittsburgh, their offense can't score.
And they're going against Trubisky, but we'll see. I'm
starting Indy D, by the way, this week.
I also have Green Bay against Tampa.
Okay, I've got Dallas versus Buffalo.
Okay.
Dork.
How about this? I got Philadelphia against Seattle.
Oh, I can see that.
And with the Eagles, D, is it time to call them?
Totally. Mikey in our league picked them off the waiver wire last night.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
And I cut them 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
The only reason he picked them up was the reason I originally picked them up in mid-season was because their last 3 games, they played the Giants twice and Arizona once. Well, the Giants aren't becoming just an easy mark anymore.
Yeah.
Especially now that they got Danny DeVito and his agent there throwing the mojo.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see that guy?
I love that guy.
And they said I heard somewhere that's not even a bit with him.
No, he lives like that.
Someone, if he had popped in like that, someone may have said, "Hey, dude, tone it down." But that's what he's like.
Oh yeah, I saw an interview with him, and they asked him about his suits and the fedora and everything like that. He goes, yeah, and he goes, this ain't off the rack shit. These are custom made suits. He goes, I got like 40 of them. I love the guy.
He's the guy in the hood who takes care of everyone, I'm sure.
That's it.
Okay, we're going to go with our bets
We're not
now?
insinuating because they're Italian, they're involved with the mob, but I'm sure if DeVito has big success, the mob might be talking to his agent.
Yeah, I'm sure. We want a piece of this guy.
That's it.
Okay, should we start with our picks?
I'm ready, Dork. I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, let's get a little applause going here. Time for our picks.
Okay, we got the Chargers in Las Vegas to play the Raiders on Thursday.
Yep.
Over-under is 34.
Yep.
And these numbers are from DraftKings about 2 hours ago.
Yep.
So, who do you like?
I'm going counterintuitive. I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay, I can see that. I'm taking Vegas. Chargers seem like a mess, but who knows?
The Raiders are a mess.
Raiders are both coming off bad weeks.
Yeah, they are.
And I
the
like
Raiders rode the Josh McDaniels firing for 2 wins, but they're back there on down in the bottom.
Yeah. And I got the under 34.
At the under as well.
Okay, we got Cincinnati at home, giving 3 to Minnesota.
It was 3.5, so it's went down to 3, hasn't it?
It went down to 3 last I saw it.
Okay, I'm taking Cincy.
I got Cincy as well.
And I'm taking the under.
I think that I did go with the over here, over 39.5.
Okay.
Okay, we got Pittsburgh getting 1.5 at Indianapolis.
It was 2.5 this morning.
Okay, last I saw 1.5.
No, if you did it 2 hours ago, you're ahead of me because
Yeah.
I did this about 10 a.m. I had a bunch of shit going on.
Okay.
So people are jumping on Indy.
Could be.
Yeah, the sharp.
I like
sharp.
Pittsburgh.
That's got to be sharp money because the public probably doesn't even play that game unless they're an Indy or Pittsburgh fan.
I like Pittsburgh. I think getting the points. I think they're going to win.
I'm taking Indy. I'm not betting that game. I hate both the teams.
I don't
They're
really
terrible.
like betting it. Yeah, they're both hard to predict.
Yeah.
I do like the over.
I got
over 42.
I got the under 42.
Okay. Detroit at home, -4 against Denver.
Sticking my neck out with Denver.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking the 4 points.
I like Detroit.
Detroit's defense is terrible. Goff has had a rough couple weeks. I don't see it turning around.
Well, I think getting inside will help them.
The only thing that's going to win for Detroit is if they run the ball down Denver's throat.
Okay.
It ain't going to be Goff.
Okay. I think Detroit is going to get a win here. They've had a rough stretch.
They're due.
I think getting home, they'll turn it around.
In theory, they're the better team.
And also, I believe this is Denver's 3rd straight on the road.
Okay, that's a biggie.
And, yeah. So I like Detroit. I like the over 48.
I got the over as well.
I like a lot of points scored in this game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shootout.
Okay, Tampa getting 3.5 at Green Bay.
Okay, that's down my list here. I'm taking Green Bay and laying the points.
Okay, I'm just taking the 3.5. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I'm worried about Tampa Bay and the weather.
I'm kind of staying away from it. Weather, it's going to be chilly and cloudy,
right?
But not freezing.
Right, but there's the whole thing where I don't think Tampa Bay's
a warm weather team going up to.
I don't think they've ever won a game when it was under 40 degrees.
Oh, okay.
On the road.
No, I believe it.
So I'm taking Green Bay. I've already bet that game.
Okay.
And I'm taking the under 42.
I got the over on that.
Okay.
New Orleans, -6 against the Giants.
Okay, I'm taking the Giants and the points.
New Orleans. I'm taking the Giants and the points.
Of course, I did that last week against New Orleans, and they covered easily.
They did. But do you know Carolina outgained them by almost 100 yards in that game?
I saw that. But Carolina can't score.
Carolina can't punch it in.
That's it.
Nope. I got the Giants as well, and I got the over 37.5. Speaking of Carolina,
I got the under.
Atlanta -3 at Carolina.
I hate to do this, but I have to take Atlanta.
Atlanta is very random, and when they win or lose, they don't do it by a lot.
And they're terrible on the road.
But I am just tired of going with Carolina, so I took Atlanta. I've been on Carolina a few times, and they haven't played badly on defense.
Right.
But they can't score, and they can't cover.
And they turn the ball over.
Yeah. And so until they do it, I'm off them.
I don't think I bet Carolina all year, which is a good thing.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a very good thing. Houston +3 at Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee and laying the points.
I am too, and I like the over 38.
I like the under. Tennessee has gone over damn near every game this year, except for last week.
I like the Josh Dobbs. Who's Houston's quarterback? Not Josh
Oh,
Dobbs.
Davis Mills.
The Levis Mills lighten it up.
Oh, that's going to be an exciting game.
Miami, it fell to 8.5 against the Jets.
Okay, let me find Miami and the Jets here. Where the hell are you? You don't have the same order as me, Dork. Oh, here we go. I'm taking the Jets in the 8.5.
Okay, I'm taking Miami.
After
It's
last,
going to be fun. We're disagreeing on a lot.
yeah, it is. Someone's wearing that goddamn clown mask next week.
Fucking A right they are.
No, I gotta go with the Giants.
Or the Jets.
I mean the Jets. Their defense, the fact that Tyreek's questionable, the fact that Tua seems to be regressing. I think 8.5's too many, but I do like the under 37.
I got the over, but I may change that if the wind, rain, thunderstorm
Yeah, if
dynamic
it's 20
is
mile
real.
an hour and raining, it's going to be ugly.
It's going to be ugly. You got that right.
And,
Okay.
and when there's ugly, the best defense usually wins.
And that is the Jets.
Yep.
Okay, I got Chicago at Cleveland. Chicago getting 3.5.
Okay, where am I here? Chicago, Cleveland. Okay, I'm taking Cleveland and laying the 3.5.
Okay,
But I don't feel good about it.
I just like the points. I don't feel real good about it either, but I think that's a smart move on this one, and I like the under 37.5.
Yeah, I got the under too.
Um,
No, I took the over 37.
okay. New England at home against Kansas City. It's down to 8 points last I saw.
Oh wow, yeah. It looks like sharp money's coming in on New England.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I'm not going to bet New England. I'm laying the 8.5 or whatever the hell it is now.
I'm taking New England and I'm taking the under, and I'm staying away from this game in general.
So am I.
Mainly because
I bet it actually.
there's just a lot of noise around it. The Belichick news, Mahomes and Reed whining to the press.
Which means they'll get 2 or 3 calls.
Yeah, you just don't know how all that is going to affect the game. So
Yeah.
I'm just, someone else take that.
Yeah, I could see Reed and Mahomes going out and talking to the officiating crew as they're huddled up before the game and going, you guys saw our press conference last week, right?
Yeah.
So you know what you got to do.
Yeah, and say, Jake from State Farm can get you a good deal on insurance if you help us out.
I've seen this most of my football life. Kansas City's not playing well at all. They come off a tough loss where they're whining about the officiating. That's going to be a blowout.
Okay, could be.
I've already laid KC at 9.5. I probably should have waited since it's, the sharp money's coming in on New England. But I can't, in good conscience, put real money on New England for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it was 14, 17.
That's why it's like Atlanta, Carolina. I just want to get far away from this game and
You and me
let
both.
let one of the pros bet it and see how they do.
Well, like I said, I'm doing pretty good on my NFL bets. I pick my spots.
Yeah.
And that's one spot I ain't touching. There's probably about 6-7 games this week that I'm not betting just on principle.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a lesson. It took me a while. It really kicked in about halfway through the season. Do not bet on bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how many points they're getting. Nothing. Do not bet bad teams. That's why I'm taking KC and laying the points.
Speaking of bad teams, the Washington Commanders coming off a bye. They're getting 6.5 points in Los Angeles.
I got the Rams.
I got the Rams too.
And I'm taking the over 49.5. I think it's going to be
I got it over too,
I
yeah.
think it's going to be high scoring.
Okay, one of the marquee matchups of the week.
Yep.
Dallas at Buffalo. Dallas is getting 2 last I saw.
It was 2.5 this morning, so the sharp money's coming in on Buffalo. That's what I'm taking.
I like Buffalo quite a bit. I like the over 51. Dallas just hasn't been getting it done in these situations
Yeah, and
on the road against a good team.
yeah, at home against tomato cans,
Yeah.
they look great.
Yeah,
Yeah, they ain't playing no tomato can this week.
right.
In fact, I'd like to see Buffalo just crush those dicks.
As long as Dak gets some touchdowns and
As long
300
as
yards.
no, I want Dak to throw 2 picks and drop down to 5-1 in the MVP voting.
Sorry, dude. I got a fantasy league to win. I need Dak to do well.
Are you starting your boy
Probably,
in
yeah.
that matchup?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm worried about Fields. I may change my mind by Sunday, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think I'd be playing Fields, more upside, but Dak's been killing it for you. That's a tough choice there, Dork.
Okay, San Francisco goes to the desert to play Arizona off a bye week. San Francisco by 12.5.
Let me find that game here. Where the hell are you, San Francisco? Damn, did I miss that? Yeah, I must not have wrote that down. Well, I'm taking the Niners, even with the points.
I'm not going against the Niners. It seems like it was 14 at one time. Now it's down to 12.5.
Right.
So a lot of people are throwing down on Arizona.
I bet 49ers at 13.5. So
Yeah,
it looks like the sharp money's coming in on Arizona.
I'm not going against the 49ers.
I'm not either. I wish I would have waited, though, and got a better number.
I like the under 48, too.
Okay. Like I said, I didn't write it down, but I'll go under 48.
I'm going for like a 30-10 game.
Okay.
Sunday night, Jacksonville getting 3 points at home against Baltimore.
I got to go with Baltimore, even though I don't feel good about that game.
I went with Jacksonville.
I'm not betting it, put it that way.
I'm not betting this one either, but I could see an inspired effort from Trevor and the gang. Backing you, buddy. Come on.
Trevor's banged up. Baltimore's on a mission. I could see worst case scenario, Jacksonville missing the goddamn playoffs.
I liked it at 3.5 a lot better, but
right.
that goes without saying. And the weather could be a thing there.
I haven't bet this one yet. I might wait and see if it drops to 2.5.
Okay.
But at 3, I'll bet it.
And Monday night, Seattle gets 4 at home playing the Eagles.
I took the Seahawks. I don't feel good about it.
I feel good about it. I think the Eagles are overpriced, and I got the under 47.5.
Yeah, we'll just see. Both defenses are vulnerable. Philly's got the better QB, but the Seahawks are at home. I took them just.
Seahawks need this win like oxygen.
Yeah, they do.
So that's
but
why
Philly
I'm going
needs
with
it
them.
too because they're fading.
Yeah, but they're safely in the playoffs.
True. And I'm going over 47.5.
Okay. You got some best bets.
I've got the bets I've already made. I made them early in the week. Most of them I made on Monday. I had a $5 bonus bet. So I threw $5 on the Denver money line at plus 195. I think it's over plus 200 now. I got the 49ers at minus 13.5 versus Arizona. Took the Rams and laid 6.5 versus Washington. I got Green Bay at minus 3.5 versus Tampa Bay. I laid 4 against Cincy. That number's gone down, so I probably should have
On
waited.
Cincy, right?
On Cincy versus the
okay.
Vikings. And then I got KC at 9.5 versus New England.
You're like me. You're liking the favorites. I got Cincy.
Right.
I got the Rams minus 6.5. I got Buffalo minus 2.5. We disagree on this one. Maybe this should be our side bet. Detroit minus 4 against Denver.
I'm not going to touch that on a bet.
Okay.
But let's come up with a couple other ones.
I got Chicago, Cleveland under 37.5. Seattle, Philadelphia under 47.5. And Tennessee, Houston over 38. My 7 best bets.
Okay.
I'm staying away from the Florida games because of the weather.
Yep.
I'd liked a couple of them to go over, but no.
I hear you.
Times have changed.
Well,
okay.
That's all I got there, Dorkster.
That's all I got. Should we
do the Chicago Bob report?
The Chicago Bob Bears report.
Let's do it.
Going into Week 15, we find the Bears at 5-8. Although they are on a 2-game winning streak against division rivals Minnesota and Detroit, the upcoming offseason is a hot topic. Some believe that the Bears have already made up their mind on Justin Fields and are ready to move on. Head coach Matt Eberfluss and OC Luke Getzey may be coaching for their jobs also.
Well, they are coaching for their job.
General manager Ryan Poles will have some tough decisions to make due to the team's recent resurgence. If he brings everyone back and continues to build the roster around Fields, I would only expect some incremental improvement. If he cleans house and resets with a new coaching staff and a new QB, they would likely be another couple of years away from being competitive.
For sure.
The good news is that they go into the final 4 weeks with a healthy roster. There will be no excuses, and Poles should be able to make a fair evaluation of everyone. I still have the Bears finishing 7-10. I also have to eat some crow on the Montez Sweat trade, as the defense has improved since he arrived.
Big time. Can you imagine if Roschon Smith was still there with those two cats?
Roquan Smith, yeah. Actually, T.J. Edwards is doing a pretty good job at a lower price, but Roquan's, he's an all-league guy, so yeah.
Yeah, he is.
One last thing. Here's he mentioned an article by Scoop Jackson of the Sun-Times that pretty well describes the mood of the fan base. I don't know. Guy
calls himself Scoop Jackson. That's like Teddy Covers.
Yeah, I know. He's an old basketball writer. He used I used to like him at Slam Magazine.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get.
Is that all Chicago Bob had?
That's all he had. Yeah. Okay. I'm not able to jump.
And by the way,
Sun-Times website.
We know you're watching Chicago Bob. Thanks a lot for the reports. We'll look at you for an end of the season report, especially if some news breaks. Because if Cleveland's going to get rid of Eberflus,
the Bears.
The Bears. You would think they'd do it like within a couple of days after the end of the season, right? Yeah. So they can get into the hunt.
Yeah.
And so we'll wait until a few days afterwards and see if the coaching staff's gone or not, and then Bob will give us another report.
We'll see how it goes. They have Cleveland this week. Then they got Arizona and Atlanta at home, and at Green Bay for the final game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go by who's going to be favored, you figure they go 2-2 and finish 7-10, like Bob says.
Bob predicted it if that's the way it goes.
And I think everyone stays if that's the case, unless there are like crazy meltdowns. And
one thing that's
horrible.
Interesting about Chicago is, all the spotlight's been on Fields and everything, but the story's the defense.
Yeah.
It's improved incrementally all year.
Yep.
And if they can plug in some dudes in the draft, because they're going to have a shitload of picks, to make that defense better, get a number 2 wide receiver to go along with DJ, it could work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I just worry about long-term Fields' accuracy.
I worry about Fields, too, but, he has the right attitude. I think he's going to be marginally better next year than he was this year.
Sure.
He's going to keep improving because that's the type of dude he is. So I'm fine going with him. Picking a quarterback number 1, it just hasn't worked great.
True.
Or any quarterback lately. I want to say who's the last number 1 overall pick? I think it's Peyton Manning, maybe, that has won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Is that right? Or Eli was first overall, so he might be the last. He's won 2. But you're not always getting the best guy.
That's true. It's a crapshoot.
It is. Okay, moving along. College bowl season is here.
Oh, yeah. You're going to give us...
Speaking of a crapshoot.
Time to fill out your bracket.
It's time to fill out the bracket if you got it. Last year, I hit about 70% right on all the bowl games. Now, this was not against the spread. And I didn't worry about...
Is the pool you're in just a pick 'em, or is it against the spread?
It's pick 'em, yeah.
Okay.
And, but that's difficult, and I finished second. Over 100 people were in it.
Yeah, it's tough.
So, I got some... Every Wednesday, I'm going to be giving the bowl games that will happen before my picks on them. before our next podcast.
Sweet.
Okay, so the ones I like on the weekend coming up and the Monday and Tuesday afterwards. And I'm not even sure. I didn't write down what bowls these all were.
No one cares if it's the Frito bowl
The
or
Frito bowl, yeah.
toilet bowl.
They got a Pop Tarts bowl, a Tony the Tiger bowl.
It's
I mean,
insane.
it's so goddamn weird.
Next thing will be a goddamn Taylor Swift bowl.
Okay, anyways, I like Ohio plus 3.5 against Georgia Southern. I think a lot of the point spread is because Ohio's quarterback, who's pretty good, he jumped in the transfer portal, so he won't be playing. But Georgia Southern's a bad team, and Ohio's a good team,
Okay.
and I think they're going to win.
A lot of starting quarterbacks I heard are out of the bowl picture.
Yes. Yeah,
So
that's
that makes
the
it
problem.
even harder to handicap.
It makes it harder to handicap, but, here I am coming at it. The other best bets are I like Boise State plus 2.5 against UCLA. I think Boise's just the better team right now.
Sweet.
There's UCLA seems like and I try not to get into this, but they seem like the type of team that will be mailing it in at the bowl game.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Boise, they changed coaches in midseason, and they've been on fire under the new guy.
All right.
UT San Antonio minus 9.5 over Marshall, and the over on this game, which is 53. I see a blowout here.
Okay.
And Western Kentucky plus 2.5 over Old Dominion.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. So those are my 5 actually. With
I don't know
over.
who they're playing, but I was watching a show earlier today, and some college betting pro was on a numbers game or something, and he said that his bet of the week was Texas Tech minus 2.5
against against Cal.
Against Cal.
Boy, I'm kind of leaning. That's the Independence Bowl. I am leaning Cal actually on that one.
I think you need to go with the
the
pro
under.
better there, Dork.
What's that?
I would go with the pro better.
Go with the pro better. They've had such a good year. I know.
Yeah. Well, the college is different, but
I know.
What kind of team does Cal have? I mean, they're terrible, right?
No, they're good.
Okay.
They're good. They beat UCLA the last week.
Okay.
I just see it. I saw it as about even, but I just liked how Cal was playing down
I'll go
the
with the
stretch.
pro. $10. I'll take Texas Tech at minus 2.5.
Okay, let's do it.
Write it down, Dork.
You got a pen here?
I do.
Yeah.
My Oregon grown.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the Independence Bowl.
Okay.
Good. We wanted some drama here, and we got it.
And we'll have to do a pro pick to go along with it.
Okay, find one there. I'm going to write this down.
Okay. Well, we had a lot of different ones here. Let's
Dork. Cal plus 2.5. Dude. Texas Tech. Okay, that's $10.
Now, did you say you're taking Chicago in the points in the Cleveland game?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take Cleveland minus 3.
Minus 3? Okay,
Yeah.
That's good.
That should do it for the week.
Okay.
I don't want to take too much of your money there, Dork.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to be broke whether I win this or lose it. So.
Well, Christmas season, we're all broke.
Oh, Christ, I can't believe what I'm... Anyways.
Hey, mention something real quick that we talked about last couple of days, Dork, about how the Dork's son has a son who lives in Japan. We've talked about it on the pod before. Tell us about the
Kentucky Fried Chicken?
The kind of weird Christmas tradition in Japan.
Well, Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is big in Japan.
Yeah, they are. They're
They're
big across the world, dude. I mean, Dork.
Years ago, they sold themselves as the Christmas meal to have.
I love it.
And it caught on, and it's huge over there.
I mentioned that to my wife, and she goes, I could go for that.
Yeah. Who couldn't? Who
Yeah,
doesn't
KFC.
love the Colonel's, 11 herbs and spices?
That's it. And to make it a Christmas tradition.
Yeah.
It's great marketing on KFC's part, and
they have great chicken. They have great sides.
and the Japanese love it. Hey,
And they love
have
it.
you been to a KFC in Japan?
No,
I was wondering.
I'm vegetarian.
I bet
so
the sides are different.
they might be.
Because
Maybe I could get some good sushi there.
Even McDonald's, they changed their menu for Japan and China and
Yep.
shit. And so I wouldn't be surprised if instead of mac and cheese, you're getting, some kind of noodle thing or something.
Yeah, I know. A noodle burger. A McNoodle.
No, it'd be some kind of noodle side.
when I'm there, I hit the ramen shops
Okay,
and the sushi places.
there you go.
Hokkaido, the northern island, best sushi in the world.
Okay. Well, they should. Japanese invented sushi.
They did. They sure did.
I'm not a big fan myself, but
Well, we all got our likes and dislikes.
yeah, we do.
And we can respect that, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Hey.
But yeah, in Japan, KFC on Christmas is a tradition now.
So you know what? Be like Japan.
It's
Go out
kinda
and
like
grab some KFC this holiday season.
It's kind of like how Hormel marketed Spam in Hawaii.
Okay.
Where you can find the shit almost anywhere. And outside of Hawaii, I don't know who the hell's eating Spam.
I'm not.
Okay. Are we done, Dork?
I think we're done. Hey, guess what? We got 3 Saturday games this weekend.
Yep.
We got a full slate on Sunday. You don't have to leave the house. Watch NFL football.
I'm not leaving the house, Dork.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be a great week. I'm glad that we have the Saturday games. Next Wednesday is going to be our special Christmas show.
That's right.
And we're gonna have the Christmas decorations out. We're gonna be dressed up for Christmas and everything. And so make sure and tune in for that.
Yes, even though I have a part-time job as a soldier on the War on Christmas, we will have a fun Christmas show.
Yeah, we will.
Are you ready?
I didn't know you were a soldier. I didn't know the War on Christmas was still going.
It is it? Did we win?
I think somebody won.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know who.
Speaking of the War on Christmas.
I don't even know who would put a War on Christmas.
Speaking of the War on Christmas, can we raise a toast of joy to the fact that Al Michaels will not be broadcasting in the playoffs?
I love it. They announced that yesterday. The Dork, when I mentioned it to him, he goes, best football news I've heard in all year. Yeah, Al Michaels has lost it for years.
And let me just say one thing. The words legendary and sports announcer should never be used together.
That's for damn
because
sure.
it's just such a cake job that they can find a college kid to do competently, I'm sure.
Yep.
So please stop talking about Al Michaels as a goat. He was an arrogant gas bag.
The clown made damn near his whole career on the Miracle on Ice.
And he may or may not have tried to get Rush Limbaugh into the booth with them.
Sounds like he did.
And quit with this Al Michaels shit. Just be glad he's gone.
Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't return.
He might.
Somebody will pick his ass up.
He might, but we have the mute button to handle that. Anyways, you got some voodoo curse to do.
Got a little voodoo curse happening here. If you've been watching the show, first I put the voodoo curse on whoever was in first place in our league.
That would be the Machine, and Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Yeah, and so now I last week I put it on the entire league.
How'd that work out?
Very well.
Okay.
Because there was very low scoring for the most part. But check this out. The curse for the last 4 games of the season, Dork. Dak fucking Prescott! You ain't getting no goddamn MVP. You're going out in the first goddamn round of the playoffs like you always do. It's on you, brother.
So did you put it on Dak?
On Dak.
That's my guy.
It's still on the rest of the league, but I'm adding Dak to the list.
Okay.
He's cursed.
Dak, you've been warned.
Voodoo Tanya.
Dude wants to collect on that 750. He's going to get out if Purdy's MVP.
That's 75 to 1 back.
And I hope he gets it.
Thanks, Dork. Appreciate that. We got to support each other here.
We do.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
See you next Wednesday.
Enjoy the games.
Good luck this weekend with your betting and your games. If you have a gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.